copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Calling all cars, attention all Santa Clara County Sheriff's cars. Broadcast 123. Be on the lookout for two men who just held up the Pacific Theater in San Jose. Suspect number one described as 33 years, 5 feet 10 inches, 160 pounds, wearing a gray suit, a gray hat. Suspect number two, 20 years, 5 feet 11 inches, 150 pounds, wearing a dark blue top coat, a brown hat. These men are believed to have escaped in a Ford coupe. Stand by for further details.
You will be amazed how quickly the police catch the criminals in tonight's crime. Enlightened civic officials have supplied the police forces of many western cities with the newest scientific devices to fight lawbreakers, including high-powered police cars equipped with radio and powered with Rio Grande crack, the only Pacific Coast gasoline made by the very latest scientific Sinclair refining process. Police cars have proved that cracked gasoline develops greatest speed and power. In Los Angeles, where the police cars answer from 700 to 1,000 emergency calls every day, it takes an average of only 2 minutes and 42 seconds for a police car to reach the citizens who call for help. Police give Rio Grande cracked gasoline full credit for making this great speed possible. And in the largest cities and counties of the West, more police and emergency cars are powered with Rio Grande cracked than any other gasoline. This is the same gasoline you can get from the Rio Grande dealer near you. You, too, can enjoy police car performance in your own car. And now it is our pleasure to introduce Chief of Police Black of San Jose, California, who will speak to you from the studios of KFRC in San Francisco. Chief Black.
Good evening. The cop on the beat is a thing of the past. Nowadays, the officer who helps preserve the peace of your community rides in a high-powered patrol car, constantly in touch with headquarters by means of police radio on the dashboard, and, as is becoming more and more the case, able to communicate directly with headquarters by means of a shortwave sending set in the car. Behind the officer in the radio car is all the equipment science has given to criminology. Laboratories for testing physical evidence, fingerprinting, the statewide teletype which flashes the news of a crime, and the description of the criminals over the entire state in an instant. Against such a formidable array of equipment and knowledge, how can the criminal hope to win? We who know that he never does often wonder at his stupidity in trying. The story you are about to hear is one in which the criminals attempted to enlist the most modern developments of the day to their side. But quick as they were, the police were quicker, as you soon will see.
Late in the fall of 1932, that a young man calls upon the manager of the Pacific Theater, a first-run movie house in San Jose, California.
When did you wish to see?
I want to see Mr. Stanley, the manager.
Oh, yes. Mister, I've forgotten your name.
Andrews. Robert Andrews. You ought to know me by now.
Oh, yes, of course. I remember you, Mr. Andrews. You're the lobby display artist, aren't you?
That's right.
Well, I'm afraid Mr. Stanley's tied up. If there's anything I can
now
do...
listen, girlie, don't hand me that scatter. I've heard it before. I want to see Stanley.
But he's busy right now.
Busy looking over last week's motion picture Herald, I bet. Tell him I'm here.
Very well. Mr. Andrews is outside to see you, Mr. Stanley. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Stanley is busy, Mr. Andrews. He can't be disturbed.
Okay, I'll wait.
He may be tied up for some time.
I'll still wait.
Very well. Please, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
You're sort of hard to get along with, aren't you, girlie?
Huh. Yes, David?
There's a man outside with 3 pies on it.
Lucky guy.
What'll I tell him to do with it?
David, you know the film goes in the projection room.
Yes, only the door's locked.
Oh, very well. I'll tend to it. Come along, David.
Well, I guess I'll be my own secretary. Good morning, Mr. Stanley.
What? Oh, I told my secretary to tell you I was busy.
You did, but you had to step out a minute, so I just thought I'd drop in.
I've got nothing for you.
Now, listen, Mr. Stanley, don't be so sure about that. Look here. Take a look at this bill. That's the lobby of the Occidental in Los Angeles. I did all the cutouts and lobby cards for Madeline Corday for them. Did you ever see a sweeter job in your life?
That's all right.
And then look at this. The lobby of the Grand. There's my stuff on the 42nd Street campaign.
Yes, it's all
Now,
very
listen,
nice,
Mr. Stanley,
but
I can take you lobby cards and design cutouts that'll drag them in off the street. I can give you
I believe I said before that I was busy.
Oh, you did?
And I meant it. Now listen to me. I don't want any lobby cards or cutouts. You get all that display stuff from the cinema display in Frisco. And I told you that the first time you came in here, and I'm tired of repeating it. Good morning, Mr.
Now, Mr. Stanley, I can do you a better job at Let's Go.
Good morning, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, I don't know why I waste my time talking to
I
you.
don't either.
I'm used to doing big jobs, not decorating the front of Tanktown show shops. You don't seem to realize who I am.
Will you get out now, or shall I call the police and have them escort you out?
Oh, you're going to get tough, huh? All right, don't bother. I'll get out. But I won't forget this, Mr. Stanley.
Back to Los Angeles goes discouraged, unemployed, still-card writer Andrews. And one day, a few weeks later, he runs into Harvey Spangler, an acquaintance of his.
Hello, Andrews. How's things? Not so good. How things with you? Managing to eat. That's about all. What's the matter? Ain't you working?
No, things are slow. I've been canvassing all the theaters over the state, but I couldn't pick up much card writing.
Yeah, it's tough. Didn't face any good prospects, did you?
What do you mean?
Theaters are pretty easy to knock over.
Rob?
Sure. When things are as tough as they are this winter, I figure a guy's entitled to his any way he can get it.
Well, I haven't looked at it quite that way.
That's the only way to look at it.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
Now, you take theaters. They're sweet layout. They do business Saturday afternoon and Sunday while the banks are closed. That means that any good-sized house has got a real bankroll in the safe by the time Monday morning rolls around.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember when I was talking to the manager of the Pacific in San Jose, he was counting the tapes, and there must have been $2,000 spread around.
Pacific in San Jose. That's a natural. And they could get away in a Frisco and lose ourselves before the cops wake up to answer the phone.
Yeah, we could. And I got a little matter to settle with the manager of the Pacific anyway. I don't like that guy. Just after Christmas, Spangler and Andrews drive north. In San Jose, they take a room in a hotel facing the theater. For several days, they watch the movements of the theater staff from their window. Then, shortly before noon on the 31st of December.
There goes Stanley with a sack of dough.
What time is it?
11:45.
It's early today.
Banks close at noon.
Oh, that's right. I forgot today was Saturday. He never takes the dough out until about 1 o'clock on weekdays.
And today ain't no regular Saturday.
What do you mean?
Tonight's New Year's Eve.
That's right, so it is.
And they're having a special midnight show across the street. That ought to boost the box office receipts.
Yeah. Figuring on knocking them over tonight?
I said same not. Let them collect the Sunday take for us, too. And we'll relieve them up at Monday morning, just before your friend, Mr. Stanley, takes it to the bank.
In broad daylight?
Sure, why not? Nobody around this theater at that time of day.
Excepting the porter and the secretary.
Well, I handle them okay.
Just at noon, the following Monday, Andrews and Spangler park their car in front of the theater, get out and saunter across the deserted lobby. Blinking, they step from the brilliant sunlight into the chill darkness of the empty theater.
Now, where do you suppose that porter is? Oh, probably sitting up under the seat. Yeah, there he is, over the side. Hey, don't call me like you just masked adjusted. I don't want anybody to recognize me. Yeah. Okay. Porter. Come here a minute, will you? Remember, don't say anything in front of these people. They might recognize your voice. Don't worry.
What was it you did?
Pick it up.
Yes, sir.
And keep quiet if you want to keep your health.
Don't worry, I ain't gonna lose it.
Okay. And lead the way to the manager's office.
But I can't take you all in there. Mr. Stanley's dead.
Yeah, I know. Busy counting the weekend receipts.
And besides, he got the door bolted from the inside.
I know about that, too. And you're going to walk in there in front of our guns and knock on the door and ask him to let you in.
You won't like that.
What do I care? You're going to tell him you want to clean the windows in there, see?
Yeah, but I
Get
can't.
going, get
Yeah,
going.
but I was going as fast as my shaky legs left me. I was moving down quickly. Here we go.
Okay. Knock on the door.
Yeah, it's me, sir. David.
What do you want?
If you don't mind, boss, I'd like to get at those windows and go. They're powerful dirty.
Can you come back a little later, David? Miss Truman and I are busy right now.
Tell him you got to come in
But
now.
I can't.
You letting your ribs go on.
But at the falls, I've all finished up as the president. I sure would like to get at those windows.
Oh, very well, then.
Pick him up.
What? David, what do you mean?
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't help it.
Inside, all of you. Back against the wall. Where's the dough, Mr. Stanley? Oh, okay. I'll count it out on the disc. Mighty nice of you. Okay, pal. Shovel that jacket up his bag.
Okay. His friend looks familiar to me.
Yeah. How's that? He's got a mask on.
Still, he looks familiar.
Well, he ought to. We've been staking his joint for a week. He's been coming to the show every night to look the place over. You must have seen him in the lobby.
Perhaps.
But I wouldn't advise you to try to identify him. We bumped guys off, and it... You know what that, pal?
That?
Hand over your key ring.
What for?
Don't ask full questions. Hand it over.
Very well, then. Here you are.
I'll just keep these so you won't be able to get out of here for a while.
The phone. Hold the phone.
Yeah. Well, just make sure you don't call the cops very soon. Now you'll keep your trap shut for a while if you know what's good for you.
Oh, Mr. Stanley.
Quiet. Let them get away. Don't you see? They yanked the phone on my desk, but they didn't know about this one back there in the projection room. The sheriff will be looking for them before they 6 blocks away.
Sanitary Sheriff's Office.
I want to speak to the sheriff. Hurry.
Just a minute, now I'll connect you.
It's an emergency. Hurry.
I'm ringing the sheriff.
Sheriff Emmett speaking.
Oh, sir. This is Boris Stanley over the Pacific Theater.
Oh, yes, Mr. Stanley. How are you?
Listen, Sheriff, I've been held up.
Oh, you have? When?
Just 3 minutes ago, 2 men came in and held up my secretary and myself and took our weekend receipts, over $2,000.
Well, can you give me a description?
Well, they both wore masks. I could tell that one of them was about 5 feet 10. He wore a gray suit and a gray hat. The other was about an inch taller, and he had on a dark blue coat and a brown hat.
Number 1, 5 feet 10, wore a gray suit, gray hat. Number 2, about 5 feet 11, dark blue coat, brown hair. These men robbed the Pacific Theater in San Jose 10 minutes ago. Cassidy, get that on the teletype to all points right away. Yes, sir. With the speed of light, the law throws an invisible net across the state of California as teletype machines in Los Angeles, in El Centro, in Eureka and San Bernardino, in Watsonville and San Francisco receive the description of the wanted men at the same moment. The news of their crime travels 1,000,000 miles faster than the speeding getaway car in which the two robbers are roaring along the Bayshore Highway towards San Francisco.
You know what I tell you? It was a pushover, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was.
Well, by the time those birds break out of that office and tip off the law, we'll be out of the heat. Better turn to the right at this next road. There's an airport down there.
Okay.
There's luck. There's a ship out there on the runway warming up. Pull up by the office. Yeah. You wait in the car.
Okay.
to fly my partner and me into Frisco.
$5 apiece.
Okay. Got his ship ready to go?
Yes, that red monoplane out there.
Good. Let's get her rolling.
Yes, sir. Well, Tom.
Yeah?
There's a couple of fares from Mill Field.
Okay.
Tom will take care of it.
Fine. Now listen. We'll leave our car here and pick it up tonight around 6. My partner and I are late for a business appointment in Frisco. Got to get there fast.
Well, we'll look after you, Tom.
All right. Let's go.
Right.
Come on, Bob.
All set, huh?
Yeah.
How long will it take to get to Frisco, pilot?
Well, I'll lunch at Millsfield in 15 minutes. That's swell.
Hop in.
Well, here you are, Jen. Sure was fast. That'll be $10. Here you are. And here's 50 cents tip.
Thanks.
Now, let's grab that cab over there, Bob. We gotta hurry.
Okay, let's go. Yep, so long. So long, boys.
Oh, Tom.
Hi, Eddie.
This is pretty good, huh?
Yeah, but I can't figure it out.
What?
See those two guys getting into that cab over there?
Yeah?
Well, I just flew them over from Palo Alto. They said they were in a hurry to get to San Francisco. Said they'd been driving all night. So they left their car at the airport, and I flew them over here.
Well, what's so mysterious?
Well, by the time they get to town in that cab, they won't have stayed more than a few minutes. It looks suspicious.
It does.
I think I'll tell the boss about it when I get back to the police. Later, Eddie.
Out of detail, San Francisco Police, Glassstein speaking.
This is Mr. Walters, manager of the Palo Alto Airport.
Yes, sir?
Strange thing occurred down here, which I think I should report to you.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
About a half an hour ago, a couple of men drove up to the airport and told the police.
Sheriff Emmett speaking.
Officer Glassstein of San Francisco Auto Detail, Sheriff.
Yes, officer.
I just received a report from Palo Alto Airport. Two men who fit your teletype description of the men who robbed the Pacific Theater in San Jose took a plane from Palo Alto to Millsfield a half hour ago.
That's fine.
I suggest you cover the airport in case they return for the car.
I'll do that at once.
In the meantime, I'll check with the captain.
Three top hats on me.
It's Glassstein of the police department.
Right away, sir.
No. I don't want a cab. I want some information.
Yes, sir.
Get the driver who brought two fares from Millsfield into town about 3/4 of an hour ago and have him call me right away.
Yes, sir. I'll try to get it from you.
Out of detail, Glassstein speaking.
This is Gordon Peters speaking.
Yeah?
I drive a cab for the blue car. You want to be talk to him?
Yeah. Did you bring two men in from Millsfield an hour ago?
Yes, sir.
One of them wear a blue overcoat and a brown hat, and the other the gray overcoat and a gray hat?
Yeah, that's right.
Where'd you drop them?
They stayed over at the hotel on South Street.
Did you overhear their conversation while you're driving them in?
No, he didn't say much. I can't remember what he
Bureau of Inspector, San Francisco Police, Lieutenant Mitchell.
Glassstein, the auto detail, Lieutenant.
Yes, Glassstein.
You see the old point teletype about the San Jose theater hold up a couple of hours ago?
Yes, I got it right here in front of me.
Two men who pulled that job were registered to St. Edward Hotel.
Yes, sir. Would you like a room? Yes, it's a good room. Question, you know who I am, don't you? You look like you're from the police department. That's right. What is it you wanted? How long have you been on the desk? I came on duty at noon. Have two fellows taken a room in the last 2 hours. One wore a blue coat and a brown hat. The other a gray coat and a gray hat.
Why, yes. I think I do remember them. They're in 1005.
What names did they give?
Now, let's see. Robert Andrews and Harvey Spangler.
Fine. Get the house taken and come along with us. We're going to put them under arrest.
Now, please don't create a disturbance. I wouldn't want to get...
Don't worry. We'll be as quiet as I'll ever be.
Lieutenant Mitchell assigned his men to cover all exits to the hotel, and then accompanied by Inspectors Butts and Lally and the hotel manager and house detective, he takes the elevator to the 10th floor.
But in the meantime, a bellboy is tapping on the door of room 1005.
Yes. What is it?
Shoot from the valley, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Here's a dime.
Thank you, sir. By the way, was you expecting someone?
Me? No. No, why?
I heard somebody asking for you today.
Oh, yeah? Thanks. Here's a $50 for telling me. Nice scram.
Yes, sir. Gee, thanks.
Oh, boy.
Yes, sir.
Where's the fire escape?
Just out the end of the hall.
Fine. Now beat it, will you?
Yes, sir.
As Mitchell and his companions are coming up in the elevator, Potter steps out into the fire escape and starts down the outside of the building. A moment later, the officers are knocking on the door of Potter's room.
Come on, open up. Apparently he's out. Shipped out, you mean. Try the door, but.
It's unlocked.
Yeah, you can see he's left in a hurry.
What's all the trouble, gentlemen?
Have you seen the guest who's in this room hurrying?
Well, sure. I just delivered a suit to him a few minutes ago. I told him you gentlemen were asking for
You
him.
did?
Yeah. And he gave me a 50-cent tip.
I should think he would. Which way did he go?
Oh, he didn't go anywhere. He just asked me where the fire escape was.
The fire escape. What floor did it come out on?
The third.
Okay, but you stay in the room. The rest of you come along with me. We'll head him off when he gets to the bottom of the fire escape.
Back down the elevator go the officers. And as they are walking down the hall toward the fire escape on the third floor...
There he is, Lieutenant. Stop hiding in that window.
All right, you keep coming and don't pull no gun. I said don't pull a gun and I meant it.
Okay.
Snap the cuffs on him, Lolly.
Right.
What's your name?
Albert Sandler.
Where's your partner, Andrews?
I don't know.
Come on back up to your room. I want to ask you some questions.
By the time the officers and their prisoner return to 1005, Inspector Butts has searched the place and found some items of interest. Well, Lieutenant, I found the hall from the Pacific Theater. It's all here. $2,200 in cash and $500 in checks.
Fine. Well, Spangler, what about it?
Looks like you got me. Huh?
I'd say so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I pulled the gun.
Where's your pal, Andrews?
And I can see his girl.
Where she live?
She works in his candy store on Geary Street near Powell.
Jerry Street near Powell. What's her name?
Sally, I think.
Sally, candy store. Jerry near Powell. Get going, Lolly.
We have a special today on chocolate covered almonds.
No, thanks. This will be all.
Yes, sir. Can I help you, sir?
Yeah. Your name's Sally.
Why, yes.
You're Bob Andrews' girl, aren't you?
Why, I know Bob. Yes. Why?
I'm a friend of his. I just ran into Spangler, and he told me Bob was in town. Said you might know where I could find him.
Why, that's a coincidence. Bob just left here a few minutes ago.
Oh, he did, eh? Where was he going?
Why, I think he was going back to the hotel.
That's fine, Miss. But thank you very much.
Back in room 1005, the officers are questioning their prisoner when the phone rings.
I'll get it.
No, wait a minute. That might be Andrews. You answer it, Spangler, and don't tip him off that we're here.
What'll I say to him?
Beat him sugar. Get him back up here.
Ask him to double-cross my pal.
We're telling you what to do if you don't want any more trouble. But get on the extension in the other room.
Yes, sir.
Now go ahead, Spangler, and play safe.
Okay. Hello?
What's the idea? When did you answer the phone?
All right. I was asleep.
Yeah? Well, stay awake. We ain't out of the heat yet.
I know it.
Go clear.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Where are you?
I'm down in the locker. I'll be right up. Get ready to sit down.
I'm ready. Right now.
Well,
Downstairs. I'll be right up.
how about it, Butch? Did he close us up?
You played straight, all right.
A wise boy.
What I can't figure out is how you guys caught up with us. We knocked that joint over only 3 hours ago, and we never get away in an airplane.
Listen, Potter, you can't beat the law. As fast as you think you can get away, we can be there ahead of you. You see, you're in the crime business on a small scale, and we're in the business of catching you on a large scale, with expensive equipment, radio, telepath, and so on. And we've got a nationwide organization. You can't beat us.
Looks like you're right.
Well, here's our friend. Pick him up, Andrew.
What is it?
You're under arrest. So that's the kind of a pal you are, Spangler. Lead me into a trap like this.
I couldn't help it, Bob. Bad get from me. Nothing we can do about it anyway. The coppers are too quick for it.
Within an hour, Sheriff Emmett is on his way back to San Jose with his prisoner. And next day, Andrews and Spangler, having pled guilty and waived preliminary hearing, are standing before the judge in Superior Court.
Those two, the state versus Robert N.
Andrews and Harvey Spangler, charged with grand larceny.
How do you plead, gentlemen?
Guilty. And, Judge,
Yes?
get it over with as soon as possible, will you?
With pleasure. It is the sentence of this court that you be confined to San Quentin Penitentiary for from 5 years to the rest of your natural life. Next case.
Within a little more than 24 hours after they had robbed the Pacific Theater, Andrews and Spangler were entering the grim portals of San Quentin Penitentiary, dazed by the sudden turn of their fortune, but not too dazed to realize that crime doesn't pay. The new Calling All Cars news is out today, and we urge you to go to your nearest Rio Grande service station and ask for your free copy. The news tells you more about the cases you hear on these broadcasts, and it illustrates some brand new free gifts for boys and girls. Every time you go to a Rio Grande station, you can help some youngster get a G-Man or a junior detective outfit. Nearly every listener to this program realizes that the outstanding gasoline value in this market is Rio Grande Crush. But not all of you know that every Rio Grande dealer now features Sinclair motor oil, because they unquestionably give you more value for your money. All useless wax and valueless petroleum jelly has been removed from Sinclair motor oil. You get nothing but pure oil. No waste, no filler, more lubrication for your money than ever before.
Attention all Santa Clara County Sheriff's cars. A cancellation broadcast 123 regarding a holdup at Pacific Theater. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all.
Narrator Frederick Lindsay, bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company. Listen to Calling All Cars, now also broadcast over the Western Network, KMX Hollywood, KSFO San Francisco, every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard